Hi everyone, and welcome back to Barbie Dolls of the Week. So this week I've got some older dolls, some newer dolls, so let's get to it. So first of all, I wanted to show you a couple dolls I got recently that are sort of on their own. Oh, her hair got messed up since I brought her up. I don't know which doll this is exactly, but she came with a couple other pieces, probably lilac somebody, I don't know. The problem is, and I didn't know this when I bought her, that the pieces are all so stretched out in the waist, like this for instance, that they won't stay on her. I mean, even this skirt I have on, as you see, is slipping off. So she must have been sitting a long time, I have a feeling, because this is really loose on her around the waist. The only thing that'll stay on her is, of course, her top. But she's a pretty doll, and at the time I didn't realize that she was in a plastic bag, so it was kind of hard to tell. She's got some cute earrings, by the way. I like those. But her ring is, of course, missing. You know, the old missing rings that are all over the place that we vacuum up, I guess, mostly. I don't know what happens to them, but that's what somebody said, and it sort of makes sense. So yeah, I do think she's a pretty doll. I just think I'm going to be redressing her because of that. So wanted to show you her real quick. Also, I don't remember if I've shown this doll yet. I got this a ways back with some other dolls, and I just think this is so cute. I keep wanting to call this Farmer Barbie or Country Girl Barbie, something like that. But she got this really cute outfit on. I don't know if this is original or not. Does anybody recognize this outfit, especially, or the doll? I mean, this is attached to her head, the hat, so I tend to think it came on her. But also there's something else under here I just noticed that I don't know what that's from or who that's from. This little braid is in, or not braid, but part of her hair. So I hadn't noticed that yet. The dress is, or excuse me, the top is really cute with these little, I don't know if those are flowers. I think they're flowers or strawberries on there. But if they're strawberries, they're awfully pink. Here's another look at her face. So yeah, I'd be curious if anybody knows which doll this is and if they know if this outfit is original or came with her. It does have metal snaps in the back, which are not snapped. It's almost like it doesn't quite fit, like, so maybe this is not original. I don't know. That's my feeling, is this is not an original Mattel outfit, but I'm not sure. She does have straight arms, if that helps in identifying her. And here's another look at her face. Hope you can see it pretty well. So yeah, let me know what you think. But anyway, she's cute. Now, I don't usually get fashionistas, as you know, but recently someone said that the deluxe Asian Barbie with the prosthetic leg was at Ross for a pretty cheap price, like I want to say under $10. So I every once in a while I stop at the Ross near my house, and I've never found anything Barbie wise that I wanted that I can remember. I think once I found a Ken there years ago that was a shaving fun Ken that I bought, which I recently sold, by the way. But I don't think I've ever found a Barbie. So I wasn't expecting anything, and I didn't find it all that I went in looking for. Even though I have one, that's why I'm pointing over there. And I've shown her to you guys. She's still in the package. However, didn't find her, but I found some of the newer fashionistas from recent times that were the ones that were supposed to be celebrating Barbie's 65th anniversary, or doing tributes to them. Now let me see here. This one I want to show you first is, let me see what number this is. This is number, they don't make it obvious, 224. So Fashionista 224. She is probably one of the better ones as far as which doll she's paying tribute to. This is from 1973. I think that's Quick Curl. I can't see the face of, but I think it's Quick Curl Barbie. So that's who she's paying tribute to now. Slightly I see it with the dress and the pattern, but other than that, I don't know what is a tribute for her. I guess you could say maybe her hair is slightly curled. I don't know without seeing it. In the drawing, it is. So that could be part of it too. But other than that, it's just a very loose interpretation. These tribute dolls are to the originals. Now on the side, you see all the others, and I have a few of these. Now I had this tribute to Golden Dream, but I didn't care for her, and I actually returned her. Believe it or not. And let's see, who else? I have obviously this one. I showed him on a video. This guy right here. I really do like his shirt and the look of his face. I think he's one of the only fashionista males I can think of that has facial hair, and that's one of the reasons. This is so different that I got him. Let's see if there's any others. Oh, and this one, number 215 or 19. I can't tell what that says. I have this one over here in a section of dolls, this doll right here. So those are the ones I already had from these that are pictured. I'm thinking about getting this one here with the tribute to the original Black Barbie. That one I'm kind of keeping my eye on and maybe getting. But for now, I got this one. Now, I saw this on Facebook or one of the groups. Somebody had gotten it, taken it out of the box, which I probably will too. Because I don't tend to keep fashionistas in the box. I don't see much of a point unless they are ones that are for some reason really sought after, and I have an extra, which I'll sell later, and I've done that in some cases. Like the so-called albino fashionista, I don't think that's what she was called, or nobody officially called her that, but I did that with her and a couple others that I've sold over the years. Or ones that I got early on that I just didn't want to keep anymore, were still in the box, male ones. So what do you all think of her? I think her dress is kind of cute. You know, this is nice because it's not a potato sack design that fits just anyone, which is nice in a way, but not nice as far as generally how it looks on the doll. Speaking of that, now I wouldn't call this a potato sack dress, but it's very shapeless. So I want to show you this doll, which is one of the three I got. Now, I forgot to say that one of the reasons I got these, probably the only reason, is because they were $4 at Ross, or $3.99 each. So for $3.99, you know I don't like spending $10 or $11 on a fashionista. I just don't think they're worth it for the most part. But for $3.99, I think they're worth it for sure, and especially these particular three. And you know, they only had 4 there. I mean, literally 4 or 5 total dolls of fashionistas, I mean, and a few other Barbies that were not ones I was interested in. But the ones I got were the ones I was interested in. The one I left there is one I believe I already have, so that's why I didn't get her. And I didn't want another one, so. But this one is, let me see what number she is. If she's on here. Oh, she's not on that one. Wait a minute. She's number, oh, there she is, 214. So number 214, she seems to be Asian to me. I don't really love the outfit. I've put a rubber band on it just to give it some shape in the middle. Because, you know, it just looks so baggy on her. And I understand it so that it can fit on other bigger dolls, but in the meantime, while it's on her, it doesn't look so good. Now, I'm not a big fan of these pink parts in the hair. I mean, I'm not against the color, but it just looks odd, you know, like that, I think. So that's probably my least favorite part, but I really like her face. You know, sometimes people talk about the screening and if it's pixelated or not. I don't generally see that on dolls. I don't know, maybe my eyes aren't good enough at this point or something, but like even when I look at her with this, maybe I see some slight pixelation, but I don't, it doesn't bother me, or I don't notice it enough for it to bother me if that's the case, but I like her hair, except for the pink. Her dress says, what does it say? Twist and turn up the volume. Okay. I like the overall look of the material. I could live without that saying on it. And of course on the back, it's just plain white, which that's kind of one of the reasons I don't like fashionistas' clothes generally. Now again, I want to stress I like the dolls a lot of times, but not the clothes. And that's why I think the name fashionista is definitely wrong. Just wrong. But yeah, she's got a really pretty face, I think. Now moving on, and by the way, I don't know that she is an inspiration for, let me see, I can't remember if she was supposed to be an inspiration for any other doll, or a tribute, I mean, to any other doll. That's what I meant. Now, this other one is fashionista number 216, and she's a tall, by the way, that's a petite doll, and the first one I showed you was a regular doll, regular size doll, I mean. This one I think has a pretty face, but again, I do not like her dress. These weird things on the sides just kind of seem like they're stuck on. She is, believe it or not, a tribute to, guess who? Peaches and Cream Barbie. I mean, the only thing, and it happens to be the African American, is that they're both African American. But other than that, the dress has peach color in it. It's so far different that I can't even tell you how different. But I just think she's, for $4 again, that's why I got these 3 dolls. The only reason, because I do think they're worth $4. And I really like the drawings, I have to say. So like this one that I took out of the box and I cut, by the way, here's her. I like to keep these for reference to see what fashionistas were, what numbers and so forth when I take them out. That way I still have it. So I have a box or an envelope with all those in it and other things like that. But yeah, that's this one. So I'm just curious, out of those 3, which one do you like the most? One other thing about her, by the way, I forgot to point out her shoes. Because of these nice clunky shoes, and I do like the shoes on these dolls generally, she can stand on her own. Now you got to be careful how you pose her to do that, but she can stand on her own because of such great shoes. Now I want to finish today going back in time and showing you a set from the 80s that I like a lot. And this was from, I believe, 84. Let me double check. Actually, 82. 82. And that is the Barbie and Friends set, which, by the way, I bought these. These are my original. I bought them back in the 80s. I've had them ever since. This is, one of the ones I've had from the beginning. And I really love this set. Now, one of the reasons I like it is because of PJ. Because this PJ doll, of course, and the Barbie are like, and the top is open, so I'm going to slip them out, which is probably the first time in a long time that's happened, if ever. Take them out, show them without the cellophane. And here they are. This PJ doll is, of course, Dream Date PJ, but just in this other fashion that, was sold separately. I'm not sure if this one was sold separately. Ken, Dream Date Ken, I don't know if he has a wobbly waist. Of course, I'm not going to be taking them off. One of these days, I'm going to sell this. Oh, here's just a piece of tape in here. Take that out. They do have the Superstar jewelry, the ladies, which is really nice. And, this is just one of my favorite 80s faces. The Barbie is, of course, very pretty, too, but it's typical. Typical blonde Barbie. Nothing wrong with it. Ken has his name on his shirt, which is cute. I do think this is a cute Ken. Even though these days I really do like the more modern Kens better and the variety, I think their older ones are still cute as well. Now just, his waist is loose, but it doesn't seem to be the wobbly like some of them from Western Ken and Dream Date Ken. So these are supposed to be just, it says they have fun doing things together, just friends hanging out. Here's the back of the box, by the way. So you see, just like a casual hangout, maybe by the pool, since they've got that table there and some goodies. It looks like the umbrella. So the outfits make total sense, and I think they look good in them. It's just, it's not the glamour you associate with the 80s, maybe. But it's nice to see these dolls from the Dream Date set, dressed down and in something casual. And it shows that they look good no matter what they're in, really. So again, here they are. And I think they make an awesome trio. And I don't know how many times in the 80s they did a trio of friends. I think there was one other one I can think of, and I think that was a trio, but it was the tennis set. Was that a trio or a duo? Now I can't remember. It could have just been a duo with Ken and Barbie, maybe. I don't think PJ was in that one, or Skipper. So anyway, I'm not positive. They have their shoes in here, 3 pairs. And by the way, let me see something. This is weird. Look at this. There's 2 of the white shoes, 2 of the dark blue, but I only see 1 light blue shoe. I wonder what happened. Let me see if there's one in the box that fell out. I don't see one. How would that have disappeared? That's weird. Or else maybe it just didn't get put in there, but I don't see it. You know, this tape is obviously loose from years of being in there since '82, and it's just coming right off. But yeah, that is so strange. Odd. Well, anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video and that you have a great week ahead. Summer is kind of hopefully winding down, or at least the heat, because this is 90-degree stuff. It's still been going on quite a bit, and it's getting old. But I'm looking forward to, we're supposed to have cooler temperatures later this week and into next weekend, and hopefully the rest of August after that, because it's only about another week and a half at that point. So I'm looking forward to that, and of course my favorite season of fall. So everybody take care, and I'll see you next time on Barbie Dolls of the Week. Bye-bye.